Hello everyone, welcome back. So for today's class, we will be dealing with letter writing, which will be for 5 marks. So watch this video till the end and you will learn everything that you are supposed to know about letter writing, and you will definitely score 5 marks without a lot of effort. Now, if you look at the types of letters, we will be dealing only with the formal letters according to the PU board. You have 5 kinds of letter. The first one is leave letter or leave application. Second one is the complaint. Third is the inquiry. Fourth is request. Fifth one is invitation letter. Now, if you want to know the difference between leave letter and leave application, leave letter is when the students themselves write to the principal or to anybody. Right, when the students write by themselves, that is called as the leave letter. When the parents of the students, on behalf of the student, suppose the parents write, that is called as the leave application. So leave letter is when the students write, and leave application is when the parents write on behalf of the students. It might be the mother, the father, or the guardian for leave application. Moving on, you have the complaint letter. Complaint letter, like the name suggests, you are complaining about something, so that is when you write about complaint letter. Inquiry letter is when you're asking information, when you're seeking information. Seeking is nothing but asking. So when you're asking for information, that is when you are going to write the inquiry letter. Request letter is when you're requesting for something, so that is called as the request letter. Invitation letter, obviously you are inviting someone, and that is when you write the invitation letter. So letter writing will be for 5 marks. So all the letters that you're going to deal with are the formal letters. The types under them are leave letter, leave application, complaint, inquiry, request, and invitation letter. Now let us take examples of how the questions will be asked. So for leave letter or leave application, you will be asked as follow. Okay, write a letter to the principal of your college requesting permission to take 2 days leave as you're unwell. So you have examples. We will come back to it later. Now let us simply take a look at the format. This is just a format. So what are we going to do here is we will learn how to write the letter. This is a draft. We have another one which I will show shortly. So the format for the letter, for 5 marks. So how is it gonna be? First, you will be writing your names. Okay, you can write your actual names, or you can write a dummy name, or you can simply write XXX or YYY, it doesn't matter. But you will write the name, and after the name you will write the address, and then after that you will leave a lines gap. One line is left here, and then you will write the date. The format for the date is this one. Make sure to write the date in this format without any mistakes, and then you will write the to address. So mind you, nowhere have I written from or to here. We will not be writing that when you are writing letter in PUC English. So what you do is you will directly write the to name and address, from to and name address. You will not write the words to and from anywhere. So now what you have done is you have written the principal to whom you are writing. You are gonna write that one. I'm sorry. So you will be writing the after the principal. Make sure when you're writing principal, sometimes in the question they might ask write a letter to the principal. So you were already asked to write it to the principal. So when you're writing principal, sometimes what you do is you simply write principal and you don't write the at all. And sometimes what you do is you make a mistake over here. You tend to write principal, or sometimes you make it as pale, things like that. So avoid doing all such things, and I want you to focus on the spelling here. Be very careful. Suppose you are in 10th, you're worried about things and you want to make sure everything is fine. Do not panic. Take a look at the question. So in the question itself you will be asked, right? So look at the question and then write down the spelling. So the first thing is, when you're writing to whomever that you're writing for, make sure that you write the article the. The is mandatory here. Alright, and after the article the, you are writing principal, make sure that the P is capital to whomever it is. If you are writing to the manager, make sure M is capital, or if you are writing to the class teacher, make sure the C is capital. So whatever that you write after the article the, make sure the first letter of the next word is in caps. So after writing this much, we will move on to the address. You will write the name of the college, your own college, and then you will start off with respected sir or madam. Now take a look here, you will be using comma here without fail. If you know who that person is, suppose it is sir, if you're sure about it, then write respected sir. If you are in doubt, then you can write sir or madam. Sometimes you do not know if it is sir or madam. So in that case, better to use both of them separated by a slash, and make sure that you write comma here. Without this one, you will be losing marks. And then you will write down subject. After that, you will use colon. This is not semicolon. This is not written this way, or you are not supposed to write it like this, or you are not supposed to write it like this way. You are supposed to be using colon this way. Alright. So this is how you will write. You will write the subject and then you will write the colon here. Next comes the body of the letter. So you are going to write the body of the letter. So like I already told you, this is written formally. You are not writing it to a friend, you are not writing it to a relative or any family member. So make sure that the body of the letter is, first one, very polite. The tone should be very polite, and make sure that you are requesting, not demanding. Okay, so you are not supposed to demand for anything. So the body of the letter must be like this. It must be short. Alright, so make sure it is short but not too short, and it must contain all of the necessary information. Alright, so after writing the body of the letter, what you do is you write thank you and then you will put a full stop here. Full stop again becomes absolutely important. You are not supposed to forget the full stop here and the comma here. Both of these punctuations are very important. And then you will write yours faithfully, and then you're going to put a signature, and after the signature, this is the sign, and after the signature in the bracket you will write the name that you have mentioned before. So if you take a look at here, I have not mentioned my actual name. So what I did here is I retained it as it is, and to distinguish I've put a line and two dots here to make sure that it looks like a sign. So first what you did, you wrote your names, you wrote your address, and then you left a lines gap, and then you wrote the date in this format. This is the format of the date, and you left a line gap here, and then you move on to the to address. You're going to write the to address, the name of the college, and then you again leave a lines gap, and then you write respected sir or madam. Comma becomes absolutely necessary here, and then you write subject with colon. Please do not use this or things like that. Make sure you avoid doing such things. And one more thing, please don't underline subject. Subject is not supposed to be underlined. Don't underline anything. All right, and then you write the body of the letter. Thank you, full stop, again full stop absolutely necessary, yours faithfully, and signature. I hope this part is understood. Now if you take a look at the letter, you will understand that everything is towards the left hand corner, right next to the margin. Nowhere have I left any gap, right? So everything is right after the margin. I have not left any gap in between. So everything that you write, even the body of the letter, so everything must be towards the left. I hope you have understood the format of the letter. Now let us go with the examples. So you have a complaint letter. These questions might be asked, similar to these might be asked. Alright. So the format for all of the letters is the same. So the format for all these letters, it is the same. Now you have you can go through all these letters. let us take the example of the invitation letter here. Let us go through it. Now you're supposed to write the letter inviting the principal. So suppose I do not mention it as invitation letter. Just by looking at the question, you will understand that it is an invitation letter. How? Because of the words called inviting. So you would know that you are inviting someone. Now let us take a look at the other question. Write a letter to the principal of your college requesting permission to organize a study tour. Now if you want to know what kind of letter it is easily mentioned that it is a requesting letter. Now, another question. How would you know that this is an enquiry question? Because you are inquiring about spoken English. So, this is how you differentiate a letter from the other. So, how would you know that this is a complaint letter? Because of the word complaining. So, everything. How would you know that this is the leave letter? Usually, you will have asking for 2 days leave, 3 days leave, things like that. So, every detail that you need will be in the question itself. You're supposed to give yourself some 5 to 10 minutes. 5 below 10 minutes you are supposed to finish off with this letter writing. So let us take an example of this invitation letter. So what are you doing here? The question goes as follows. Write a letter inviting the principal of a neighboring college to be the chief guest for your college cultural program. So what are the things that you can get from this one? So the first thing, when you're writing a letter, the first thing that you write is names. Obviously we will all know our names. And then address. So here when you're writing address for this invitation letter, you're going to write the address of the uh, college that you're currently studying in. So you got the address, you got the name, date. So suppose I'm writing the letter today, then I will write 17th December 2025. I got the date as well. Now moving on, to whom am I supposed to write? It is clearly mentioned that I am supposed to write to the principal. So I write down the same thing, to the principal. The next thing that they are asking is to a neighboring college. So they have not specified which exact college. So what I can do here is I can write any college. So I've written XYZ College, Bangalore. All these information is already there. Now respected sir or madam comma will be retained as it is. Subject onwards you will have to change. Now let us take a look here. This is the invitation letter. The example that I've chosen is invitation letter for the question that we recently studied. Alright, the answer for this question, the fifth question, will be this way. So first thing, I've written my name. Again, take a look here. Nowhere I've started off from any other side except from right after the margin. Everything is towards the left hand corner. So do not worry, do not fumble anywhere. You can directly start from the left hand corner, and that is exactly what you're supposed to do. So you wrote down your name and then you wrote down your college name, any college. Since they've asked neighboring college, I've written Krishna PU College. You want, you can write any particular college. Suppose they give the name of the college in your schools, in the questions, then you can write any name of the college. Now moving on, talking about the date, the format of the date. I already told you, you will write the name, you will write it as 17th December 2025, right? So what you've done there, you have written 17th, then comes the month, then comes the year. So this is the exact format in which you're supposed to write. And then to whom are you writing? This was also given. You're writing it to the principal of a neighboring college, and I've written Balaram PU College. So for me, I don't know which, I might be studying in any college, neighboring college also, I can write it as any college. Need not have any doubts there. Now moving on, respected sir, madam, comma becomes absolutely necessary, right? And then moving on to subject. Now take a look at the subject here. Here you are supposed to frame a sentence for yourself in a very short manner. So what I've done, invitation for ADU farewell program December 2025. So what have I done here? I've written subject as it is, I've used colon, I've written subject right after the margin, and then when I start off invitation, for add you, I've started right under the colon. I have not written it this way. I have not written for after the down below the subject. I've written it one below the other. This is how you are supposed to write. You are supposed to write nothing outside the colon. Everything that you write must be inside of the colon. Now after writing this much, I will write the body of the letter. So you should mention that adieu, it is a farewell program. So you're going to give all the necessary information which is commencing on which is on December 25th. So date will be mentioned later on. So what you do is you write yourself. So whatever names you have mentioned here, right? So the same thing you will mention here. I am so and so, head of the student council of certain college, and on behalf of all the community of students, I'd like to kindly request your gracious presence on the occasion of what? On the occasion of adieu. This is what you've written here is an extra thing. All these were already in the question, but this is something that you're doing on your own. So adieu, what is adieu? It's a farewell program for second PUC students, right? And then you're supposed to write on which particular date it is starting. You will write that one and then the timings of it, and then you will also neatly produce the schedule so that the person has an idea of what is going to happen. So 5 to 6 p.m. the formal function happens, 6 to 7 is the cultural, 7 to 8 is dinner, and then you write down how excited you are and things like that. You end the letter, the body of the letter, and then you write thank you, full stop, yours faithfully, and then here you will put your sign, and then here you will write down your names in the bracket. So this is all about how to write letter. If you want, you can comment down any doubts that you have. Let us quickly once again go through the same. So here the first thing that we studied here is the kinds of letters. So we will be focusing mainly on the formal letters, the types of letters. You have example of each of the letters given here, and then you have the format, the rough format for quick glance, right? And then we went through one of the letters here. So this is all about letter writing. The format for all the letters is the same. So the inquiry letter is same as leave a letter or leave application. One more thing, suppose they ask you to write leave application, and when you're writing your parents name, so if you are write your father's name, you are supposed to write it as Mr. and then start off with the name. All right, and if it is mother, then you will write Mrs. and then you will write down the name. Okay, and at the end, if you're writing leave application, then you're also supposed to write the phone number without fail. All right, so this is all about leave letter. Any doubts, any clarity that you require, please do ask in the comments below, or you can contact me, and make sure that you write your exams really well. Thank you.